Signalis is the tale of a down-bad android with a shotgun rampaging through a planetary strip mine where everyone is on bath salts, including you. Determined to find her missing human waifu, our unfathomably driven protagonist Elster will do her best to ensure the workplace accident list for Zupinski 23 has never been higher. Through cunning, guile, and copious application of thermite, Elster must make her way through a charnel house of corrupted Roombas. Madam, I require your skin. Maintain her own fraying mind, and of course, overcome pointless regulatory enforcement by Eursan, the dystopian revolutionary government that thinks holding more than 6 items at a time is an affront to the great leader. Because of course, in a future with cute android girls, the state will inevitably find a way to ruin it.
You can't keep getting away with it!
And then there's the issue of the
great holes are secretly dug where Earth's paws ought to suffice, and things that have learned to walk ought to crawl.
Confused? Me too. Hence, rest assured that this is a spoiler-free review, as attempting to comprehend the entirety of Signalis in one sitting is best left to the 2-hour YouTube essayist. Now strap in, my fellow Gestalts, secure the ration marks, praise the state, and remember to always keep your promises.
I made a promise, Mr. Frodo. A promise.
Set in a spacefaring nation in which the majority of economic and military might falls on the backs of 8-foot-tall MILF-bots, mostly, Replika are the cutting edge of autonomous technology, and likely the sole reason the significantly smaller breakaway state of Eursan has mounted an effective war against its imperial parent. But why the hell is our robotic labor force entirely cute women? Just to be clear, this is not a complaint, only a question.
Somehow
thick anime girls.
However, Signalis has an actual reason for it. The Replika are not the result of an engineer saying, why not? Rather, each standard model is based off a different human neurological imprint, meaning the basis of their cognition is extraordinarily similar to our own. As a result, we have an army of high-functioning robotic schizophrenics, requiring carefully crafted social as well as oiled lubrication. Can they experience fear? Naturally. Crippling social isolation? You bet. The pure horror of watching those you care for die slowly? Seeing them wither and break? Losing their form and mind till nothing but you remains, watching them scream in agony? Bingo! The game was published in 2022 by Rose Engine, a studio comprised of 2 of the most effective horror writers around, Germans. Of the known variations of Germans, Signalis went for East Germany if the GDR had access to more than Soviet hand-me-downs for a technology base, and apparently replaced their currency with ration stamps, effectively creating a chocolate coin-based economy. So you, LSTR-512, Elster, awaken in your long-distance scout ship to find someone has been severely drunk at the wheel. The place is a wreck, and you, the technical support Replika, find that your Gestalt officer, that's revolutionary government newspeak for human by the way, has gone missing. As a funny prank, someone has also left the keycard to the airlock snapped into and covered in dried blood within a conspicuously empty cryopod. I'm sure this is not foreshadowing. However, you might be wondering why myself, the I like my anime girls like my coffee, crunched up and unrecognizable, is talking about some German-made horror game. Well, aside from answering my own question, Exhibit A. Moving on, the facility of Zupinski 23 is a mix of Soviet brutalism and blocky aliens cassette tech. The environments, despite the low-poly design thesis, are well detailed and interesting. Between being terrified of dark corners and the predations of the mole women,
He's in the wall.
enjoy feverishly looking for lore by rapidly clicking on everything like an OCD child playing Balloons TD6. The overall level design could be called Progressive Terror, with each area lovingly crafted to support the gradual descent into the facility. And, as with all let's go deeper into the mysterious hole stories, things get messy. Damn, the lighting really hits different in the re-education room. Actually, the lighting hits differently everywhere. Signalis is terrifyingly good at using light and shadow, as any good horror game should be, but honestly, it's the little things I love. Reflective mirrors, the swishing of pixelated hair, bleeding out in the hallways, the terrifying tweaker necromorphs that are the local bath salt enjoyers. The world draws you in with such ease that you soon forget these characters have no faces. But that's where style comes in. The downright ingenious incorporation of eerie anime-based cutscenes and fast-paced computer glitch-like elements elevate the story beats and even combat to ridiculous heights. The bottom line is the wild LSD-induced nightmare that is Signalis' visuals might trigger your fear of blue screens or give you a panic attack. But in the end, nothing is wasted and everything fits. But to experience the full artistic revelation, we must first reach it. Now, perhaps I've misled you into believing this is a lore dump visual novel with some walking sim elements. So let me be clear, this game is actually quite unnerving. Oh, sudden beach episode? It's as if Silent Hill and Resident Evil were kidnapped, then excruciatingly, lovingly, stitched into the screaming chimera that is Signalis. Its gameplay accordingly is top-down survival horror, where you skulk around in the shadows snuffling out guns, bullets and repair kits to glut yourself on, but never actually use out of paranoid fear of needing them later. Practically, each level is a large puzzle, in which you must work out how to progress via investigating the map, finding safe rooms, acquiring tools, and murdering your wayward sisters. Or in my case, avoiding them due to my crippling fear of women. And the small fact that they refuse to die. You see, the cadre of quasi-Soviet supermodels in serious need of a dermatologist all appear to find bullets a minor setback.
Why won't you die?
The Replika, with their self-repair protocols and apparently resistant tumor growths, will eventually pull themselves back together. Unlike my parents. Putting the boot in for good requires the use of thermite, an extraordinarily limited resource when compared to the parade of corrupted waifus.
Disgusting!
So, tactical application, or just having the appropriate amount of bullets to ensure these scary floor muppets stay down, result in the same conclusion: conserve, loot, and avoid. But when you must. And then there's the puzzles. There's a school of thought that demands you slam your head into a puzzle until the blood gives way to clarity.
I get it.
And while I fully agree that the satisfaction of being clever enough to solve a monkey brain shaped box is a worthy reward, do not feel any shame if you get stuck. You're just stupid. Not alone. I myself got frustrated many times, only to leave the puzzle and find the solution sitting on a nearby table.
You stupid.
The adventure game styled puzzles also incorporate odd lore, like the constantly looping radio frequencies that broadcast the codes for safes, like goddamn Soviet number stations. Alongside choice classical music, of course, because hey, who said authoritarian regimes don't have fun? Put simply, for the puzzles, your mileage may vary, and at least some critical thinking will be required. Or an open tab with all the solutions. Look, I'm not your mother. I'd also like to complain about the equipment slots, but god damn it, they took it from me. Now you may say, Detective, you're kinda scraping the bottom of the barrel here for negatives, and you know what? Yes, I goddamn am. Like and subscribe. In both gameplay and story, Signalis refuses to handhold its player.
No.
Instead throwing them into the world and telling them not only to swim, but take notes at the same time. And while I imagine there are some brainlets out there who refused all lore, slept through the cutscenes, and spent their time role-playing as a poor man's Doom Guy approximation with severe brain damage, I severely hope they're in the minority. Throughout the facility, there are a variety of replica models, each with quirks and characteristics that carry over to their aggressive alpha particle bath time form.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
My obsession with these pixelated gulag staff bots, despite filling them with bullets every other chance I got, borders on the unhealthy. And so, I'm going to talk about all of them. Stars are security frat girls that enjoy beating up the weak and consider police brutality good character building.
Stop resisting, damn it!
Staunch units are domestic violence initiators with poor self-control.
Today, I will choose violence.
Miaina are cute and sweet. Please do not bully.
Oh, thanks for talking to me.
Adler is a unmedicated simp. If you can't depopulate a women's shelter or two, do you really love her? Others are the judgmental mole people.
Damn, you're really watching interspecies reviewers?
Yes! Yes!
Calibri are the final form of K-pop stans.
Give me love, give me love, give me love, give me love.
Yours are a lost dance troupe that somehow ended up the social glue of the entire facility.
Das Tanzen wird fortgesetzt, bis sich die Moral verbessert.
Falk is the local 8-foot-tall Übermensch.
I can't fit through the doors.
And else the units are the quiet kids who sit at the back of class with a hand twitching towards a suspicious shape in their gym bag. To prevent persona degradation, which is bad by the way. For the state. Our gaggle of German synths require carefully crafted social environments. And, fetish objects?
Awesome mythology!
Oh, pretty flowers.
A gun!
As of course, the final solution for mentally unstable robot women is, naturally, fluffy animals and bullets. With all that in mind, allow me to inform you that Signalis is a depressed gut punch of a story. Something the soundtrack and characters gleefully enable. And it is neither soft nor gentle about it. A yawl crying uncontrollably over a dying star. succumbing to wounds both seen and unseen. An isolated Calibri hiding herself within the library, legs curled to her chin, terrified and desperately alone. A gentle Myaina unable to escape, her leg hydraulics shattered, left with only her thoughts and the encroaching darkness. The characters and environments throughout the game tell us much indirectly. The facility, the gulag, shows us the dictatorship of Eursan, a dystopian nation veiled by state propaganda, where even the word human was likely rendered down by filters and bans. The Replika as well, trapped by the unseen claws of the state, are puppeted by their very natures and pushed to roles of cruelty. Roles that, even more than the humans that they lord over, they can never escape. Which is why the small moments of humanity, those only listed in dry reports, shown in the design of a room, or written in the margins of a diary, stick with us so much. Things we never see, but can easily imagine. A world where these characters are, if not free, then happy. Now, there are multiple endings for Signalis. However, if your mind immediately went to, the ending based on the binary choice of whether or not to shoot the kitten in Chapter 1, then no. Signalis decides everything based on accumulative background stats. Your approach to murdering and personal healthcare, as well as more obscurely tracked actions, all decide where you end up. But, tempting as it may be, do not think of your result as either the good or bad ending. Signalis is not so simple. However, the ultimate question, is it worth the current price here? Yeah, buy it. Just do yourself a favor and listen to this crazy YouTuber's Signalis-induced depression. The careful crafting of its lore and setting are almost unmatched. Signalis feels lean, as if there was no fat or filler added. It'll leave you thinking long after the credits. While the core questions are answered, there are still hours of potential theory crafting and armchair analysis to be had. So yes, I do endorse 8-foot-tall robot MILF simulator, with the caveat that some of the puzzles do border on the edge of illogical 90s adventure games, but never cross the line into abject wiki-required insanity. Mostly. Signalis is a true modern-day inheritor of the Silent Hill horror legacy, avoiding the shallow imitations of its indie peers and AAA giants alike. But let's stop pretending to be objective. In the past, I've talked about stories where overwhelming determination brings change unheeded, where love becomes everything, and the crushing weight of an uncaring society leaves no choices. Signalis is all of these things and more, the firm boot of the Eursan government, their well-shackled Replika wardens, and beneath them both, a girl who just loved art and old adventure serials. A society geared towards unyielding war, 100 years of churning conflict, of burning planets and propaganda so thick the truth becomes meaningless pantomime. While she struggled far below, painting in a world that no longer needed art. And then, it no longer needed her. Regret, love unrequited, and promises unfulfilled. The true horror of Signalis is not the creatures that haunt the hallways of Sierpinski 23, but who they once were, and the world that birthed them. In the end, perhaps this is hell. Never before have I wanted to hug my Roomba and tell her it's all going to be okay. If only I had one. Thanks for sticking around, and thanks to the Patreon members who funded this investigative reporting into sad tin cans. If you'd like to join, have your name in the credits, and enjoy the random fantasy novel I wrote in a desperate attempt to provide value to my Patreons, the link is in the description. More than usual, I avoided speaking too deeply about spoilers this time, and I hope it encourages you to give the game a shot. Signalis is certainly worth it. A big thanks to my voice actors this time around, Kirsche, Nanobite, Nyaru, Aoi Moi, Grape, Yume, Ines, and Tomoe. While I am as socially confident as a brick with severe paranoia when talking to others, they were kind enough to look past that, so please go show them a rational amount of love. Further thanks to the modders and animators from the Signalis community, whose passion is goddamn inspiring. Particularly to Christbeast, the creator of the perspective mod used throughout the video, Teflon, who allowed me to use his collection of Signalis mod showcases, and Base Shark, whose art is used in the thumbnail. Now to the comments on the Maiden Abyss video. The majority of monsters in Season 1 were actually hand animated by the same guy. I actually learned this thanks to the comments, which is pretty cool since I'd have probably never found out otherwise. I did always think these styles stood out strangely to me, though I thought it was a kind of stylized CGI. This video perfectly balances comedy and seriousness when talking about the anime. I hate the fact that you made me shed some tears. Thank you, I seriously aim for that balance. I want you to have fun, but I also want you to feel what I feel about these games and anime, so tears count as double points to me. Damn, can't you just review something that's not terrible for my mental health? Never. Your mental health will forever degrade under my watch. Now, I've decided I need to widen my audience, so next video, I'll be reaching out to the TikTok demographic.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, permission to fight against